joining us this weekend as we kick off the month of June. As we do, we're going to be endeavoring to look at the life of George Whitefield, a preacher back in the 1700s, and there's going to be 22 chapters in this, so without further ado, let's get to it. If you feel inclined, leave a comment, take a listen, and hear the life of George Whitefield, who was also buddies with the Wesley brothers. Friends of the Wesley brothers. Okay.
Albert, wait a bit. Hey, Albert.
I hear you. No need
I thought you headed in the other direction.
Towards what, I'd like to know?
The Bellion, of course. Aren't you taking the straighter ways?
No, it's not so much that. I've nothing against having visitation. But the Bell Inn has gotten out of me class, you might say.
What are you talking about? Old Tom Whitfield's not one for putting on airs. He's got 7 mouths to feed, you know. I mean, besides his own and his wife's.
7? I thought it was 6.
You haven't heard? The Whitfields have a new boy. George, they called him. Let's have old Tom celebrate, huh?
Yes, he was the son of his father who ran a saloon.
We greet our friends everywhere with Chapter 1 of Apostle of Two Continents, the story of George Whitefield. This is another in the series Stories of Great Christians. It comes to you from the Moody Bible Institute of Chicago.
Have you heard about poor Mrs. Whitfield? Only that she's recently had another son. Oh, that's not the half of it. That all happened weeks ago. She's still in bed, sick as a woman can be. Oh, what a shame. I think the sickness has left her unattached. No. She's pregnant. Not all the way. But she keeps saying that her new son will be more of a comfort to her than all the others. Well, heaven knows he's been the cause of more discomfort than all the others. But still, she says what she says. Poor thing. My sentimental self. Poor thing. Lying there abed, planning out the little one's schooling. She figures I'm making him a real educated child. Yes. Oh, Mr. Watkins.
Morning, Mrs. Whitfield.
Is there something I can do for you? I shouldn't you be teaching school at this hour?
I'm not the only one who belongs in school, Mrs. Whitfield. George should be there too. This is the 3rd day in a row that he's been truant, and I've come to determine a reason.
I'm sure he's there today. He mentioned especially that this was the day for prayer.
That's right, Mrs. Whitfield. That is one of the main reasons why I'm concerned. When the mayor and the corporation arrive for their regular visit this afternoon, I would be loath to tell them there would be no presentation. Have you any idea of where it might be?
I told you, as far as I know, he's in school. Isn't there? Then I'm as much in the dark as you are.
I'm surprised at your lack of control over the boy.
Mr. Rudkins, if I am not aware that discipline is necessary, then there is little I can do. George's sister and 5 brothers occupy a great deal of my time.
I should think that your husband could be depended upon.
Mr. Rudkins, my husband died when George was 2 years old. Since then, I've done my utmost to raise my 7 children and look after our inn. I'm sorry if George is a trial to you, and I will certainly speak to him when I see him. But I think before you judge my
no
actions...
offense meant, Mrs. Whitfield. I didn't realize
Now,
that you were...
hadn't you better get back to St. Mary to Pitt? I'm sure your students are anxiously awaiting your return. Good day, Mr. Rudkins.
What about the fact that George is... Well, I suppose that kind of behavior can be expected from a woman who keeps an inn.
Excuse me, sir, I didn't... Mr. Lucky.
So, Portrait, Whitfield.
It's a surprise meeting you, sir.
Yes, I'm sure it is. But now that we've met, perhaps you can tell me where you've been for the past 3 days.
Studying, sir.
Studying.
That's right, sir. I've been studying my part for the play this afternoon. I know how anxious you are to make the right impression on the mayor and the others. I didn't think you'd mind.
I say, been studying my play?
That's right, sir.
Do you think they will like it, Whitfield?
I'm sure they will, sir. I think it's quite good.
You do? And your round?
Fine, sir.
You're a very talented boy, Whitfield. Perhaps I've pushed you a little too fast, letting you represent St. Mary's in oratory contest and the like, but you do have a gift for this sort of thing rarely found in one so young.
Then you're not angry about me taking time from school to learn my part?
Not this time. But I wouldn't suggest trying it again.
I shan't let you down.
That's what I told her.
George Whitefield, where did you learn an expression like that?
I'm sorry, Mother.
I'd wash the boy's mouth out, I would. Going about swearing like a sailor.
My new father and his friends say that all the time, Mother. I didn't know it
Your
was...
father and his friends are men, George. Besides, none of them are educated. I want you to be educated.
What harm's a marrying below your station, Mrs. Whitfield? I mean, Mrs. Longfield. I told you all along no good had come of it.
Gladys, please. Run along and play, George.
Righto. I think I'll go to Southgate Chapel.
If you'd think after that last outburst you'd need to.
Really, Gladys. Think you could find better times to talk about Catherine and me?
You're not happy with them, are you?
I'm all right. I felt all along ever since Tom died that the children needed a father. Now, well, we have.
Some father, an ironmonger, with a group of friends what's turning this nice, respectable inn into...
Please. Maybe I did make a mistake. There's nothing to do with it now.
You never saw that kind in you before your new husband came.
Excuse me, Gladys. I've got to get back to the kitchen.
Oh, so course, dearie. Poor thing.
Then what'd he say, George?
Well, he pointed his finger to the sky like this and wailed, "There's a day coming when we all shall have to give an accounting."
You're doing so well, George. One would think you was a born preacher.
I don't know where I'd go for fun if old College would ever leave the Southgate Chapel. The way he stands like this, with all his arm waving, like Hamlet says, he saws the air with his hands thus.
How do you remember all them things out of place, George?
Oh, I don't know, I just do.
You thinking of being an actor, George?
Maybe.
You're real good. I like to watch you do all them things.
Ah, but do you realize that there's a day coming?
Huh?
A day coming, beloved, when we'll all have to give an accounting.
Oh.
It's the only way, Mother.
George, I have...
The Bell Inn is in very poor state. I may have only studied classics and the like in school. But one doesn't need to know much mathematics to see what's happening. It's too much for you. You need me to help.
got to leave school, George. I'd hope...
I've had lots of school, Mother. I read much on my own. I like reading. That wouldn't end with school. Now, please, say that I may do it. I'm sure that with my help, we can have the inn thriving again in no time.
All right, Jim. You can see another way. All right, George. Leave school. We're gonna make them. Become a common bond.
Not common, Mother. Not common. Yeah, Albert. Your tank's empty.
Oh, that's more than enough for this night, Frankie. Too much isn't good for a man.
No. It seems to me that teetotalers die the same as anybody. So what's the good of cutting off the ale? The thirsty earth soaks up the rain, and drinks and gapes for drink again. The plants suck in the earth, and are with constant drinking fresh and fair. Fill all the glasses there, for why should every creature drink but I? Why, man of morals, tell me why?
It amazes me, George, how you remembered all those rhymes and such. But then you've had some education, haven't you?
Some, yes.
You'd think with a memory like yours and the way you are with words, you'd want to go on, like to Oxford, maybe.
I wish I could. But where would I find as delightful an audience as here?
If you'd spend more time drawing ale and less time trying to entertain the clientele, we'd be doing better.
They come here to see me, don't they, Richard? They buy ale, don't they?
That's right, they do, but my dear brother George, with you entertaining and distracting, they stay longer and drink less than a usual cabin crowd. We're in business to make money, not to give you a place to play actor.
What doth it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
And what's that?
The Bible, Richard.
The Bible?
That's right. I've taken to reading it, and it certainly has a lot to say about people like you.
And so that's my decision, boys. Because Richard is married and has shown some ability in managing the inn, we shall have it. I'm afraid I never was very efficient in the business.
Don't say that, Mother. You've always done well by all of us. We're grateful.
What George says is true, man. I'm of course honored that you're choosing me to take over, but I wouldn't want you to feel a favor.
You're both saying exactly what I'd expect you to say in such circumstances. And I love you both very much.
George,
Yes, Richard?
I'd appreciate it very much if you'd stay on as boss.
You wanted to see me, Richard?
Yes, George. Come in and shut the door. Sit down, George.
All right.
Might as well tell you that unless you can give a good account of yourself in this matter, I'll be forced to let you go.
What matter?
Jean here tells me that you've been stealing from the
I
till.
saw him do it, Richard.
And you dismissed. Well, George,
I'm afraid I can't think of the occasion to which your wife refers.
You know very well what I mean, George Whitefield. Last night, and who knows how many other times, I saw you take money from that till and give it to one of the customers. Try to deny that.
please, my dear, let me do it.
Well, then let him try to deny it.
Well, George, there was a man in here last night who had no money. I admit that I helped him out.
What's that, Richard?
Mother,
George has been stealing money from us, and Richard is going to let him go.
Is that true, George? Have you been stealing?
To hear them tell it, I have. No matter, Mother. I'm getting tired of this business anyhow. I'll leave Richard. You may rest your mind, Jean.
It's so sudden. There's a God. What will you do?
No worry there. I'm quite well equipped to make a go of it on my own. I've got a good part of an education. I can tend a bar, I can act, I can even preach. I'll make out.
And so we conclude Chapter 1 of Apostle to Two Continents, the story of George Whitefield. This has been another in the series Stories of Great Christians that comes to you from the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago.
Well, that was an interesting opener, wasn't it? And doesn't God have a way sometimes of pulling us away from what we were familiar with and accustomed to doing His will? Seems that way. Well, tune in next week to start listening to chapters 2 and 3 of 22 chapters in the life of George Whitefield. Till then, may the Lord bless and keep you. God bless. Have a great day. And share the Lord Jesus each and every time you can.